here in Fort Worth for one of 3 top 25 showdowns today and one of 2 in the best league in America. Iowa State, Chris, shorthanded today without one of the premier point guards in the nation, Tamin Lipsey, who has a sprained shoulder.
Yeah, he's as important to his team's success as any player in this league. He's nearly indispensable. And it's not just the statistical or analytical impact, which is off the charts. It's the emotional impact. He is their leader. He is the mainframe. Not having him today on the road in this environment against this TCU defense is a big loss. Iowa State is going through that. They got a lot of their offensive punch and a lot of their success in the non-conference came from bullying teams with their defense. And I think for TJ Otzelberger, what he's trying to figure out is how can they consistently score in this league against these defenses, especially the way this league has played in the early going.
And off we go from Fort Worth. TCU wearing the black jerseys to match the blackout in the crowd. TCU coming off that overtime loss to Cincinnati on Tuesday. Had a season-high 19 turnovers in that one, and that's a problem against one of the best defenses in America in Iowa State. Anderson almost had turnover number 1, and it leads to a turnover. Keshon Gilbert in transition. He's going to play a bigger role today with no Tamin Lipsey.
And that's how Iowa State can really score. When they turn you over, they got off to a great start in that Houston win.
Another loose ball, this time a tie-up, and it's Iowa State ball with the arrow.
These are no middle defenses, both of them. What that means is they're trying to keep the ball on a side. They're going to be really aggressive, pressuring the basketball. They're going to be in denial, and they're going to really come over on the help side. And one of the things, Iowa State was forcing 18 turnovers a game and really scoring off of those in the non-conference.
Immediately, Jameer Nelson Jr. is in the game for TCU. For Avery Anderson is Milan Momcilovic stepped out of bounds. Iowa State gives it right back.
I think Jamie Dixon making the sub. They haven't been able to get into what they want to do in the first 2 possessions, and it's been this ball pressure from Iowa State.
Yeah, Chris, to your point about turnovers, Iowa State, one of the top teams in the country in forcing turnovers. You see the numbers in wins versus losses this year. Ernest Uday, the former McDonald's All-American, draws the foul for TCU. Iowa State only forced 11 turnovers against BYU Tuesday night in Provo, and they allowed a season-high 87 points. In fact, that was the most points the Cyclones have allowed in TJ Otzelberger's 3 years as head coach.
That's what I say. They're forcing 18 turnovers a game on the year, but only 14 a game in conference play. In the non-conference, they were scoring a ton off of their defense, off of turnovers in transition. Again, that's what happened against Houston. It's not a real skilled Iowa State team. They're not, when you force them to play in the half court, they can bog down at times. They are at their most efficient offensively, given their personnel, when they are forcing those turnovers and speeding teams up.
Uday hitting free throws, good sign for TCU, just 50% this season, and missed some critical free throws late the last couple of games. Curtis Jones, the Buffalo transfer, getting his first start as a Cyclone. 5 to shoot. Back to Gilbert against Nelson. But a long offensive rebound for Iowa State. Momcilovic is the second leading scorer among freshmen in the Big 12, behind only Jacoby Walter.
That is his patented shot off of that 1 foot, that fadeaway. That was the game winner to beat Houston. Just a brilliant shot thrown up on a side out of bounds, and it looked very similar to that one there.
And that one against Houston was over 2 defenders last week. Emmanuel Miller with 6 to shoot. Now Nelson. Over Gilbert, he hits. The transfer from Delaware led the CAA in scoring a year ago. Big pickup to help replace the production of Mike Miles. Under 10 to shoot. King, the 6th-year senior, against Miller. And a turnover. TCU ball.
Who's this? Milan Momcilovic. Shot from the corner. He's really terrific. Only a freshman, 6'8", good size, and super confident. TJ Otzelberger telling us last night when he walked onto campus, he walked into the gym and said, "I'm ready to go against all of y'all."
TCU with another turnover here in the early going. Yeah, Momcilovic ranked 51st in the ESPN 100 last year, the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Wisconsin. And it's been immediate production for Iowa State. Momcilovic again. Couldn't hit this time. Hassan Ward keeps it alive. Ward playing his best basketball over the last couple of weeks. And Curtis Jones with the floater.
It's a big spot for Curtis Jones. Step in as a starter, chance to make your impact with Lipsey out.
After forcing another turnover, King puts it in with a foul. What a start for Iowa State without Tamin Lipsey.
They've been the aggressors, and it's been their defense. That has been where this has started. With Trey King, 24 years old. You know, a player that can be really good for you, and then there's times you don't even know he's out there. And I think he's one of those guys who's super old, towards the end of his college career. And I think that can go one of two ways. You get some guys who say, I'm going to give everything I have to play this out. You have some guys who kind of look at it, they're worn out, the pressure gets to them, and they can sort of fade off. And I think with Trey King, he's got so much talent. You just want him to produce consistently, and that starts on the glass.
He's been that X factor, according to Otzelberger. Oh, TCU gives it away for the 5th time. Not even 4 minutes gone by. Iowa State leads the Big 12, forcing 18 turnovers a game. Momcilovic. Over Tennyson. He connects. Gets the smaller defender. That is money. Nelson thought about it. Tennyson fires, a whistle away from the shot, heading the other way. A foul against TCU. And Ernest Uday, timeout.
What a start for Iowa State. What a start for Milan Momcilovic. This is beautiful. Backs you in, works you.
A terrific start for Iowa State and Milan Momcilovic. A couple of buckets in the early going. He's always been the tallest guy on the team. He's 6'8" now. Look at him on his 5th grade championship team in 2016. So Chris, his dad Nick runs a club volleyball program back home in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Dad studies the game of basketball. All right, how can I help my son who's really into basketball? Milan's always the tallest kid as he launches a 3 here and misfires. He didn't want him to be stuck in the post, so he trained Milan always as a guard, and it's paid off. Curtis Jones steps in front and lays it home. 9 in a row for the Cyclones. And Nelson loses it. Another turnover. Gilbert the lob. And guiding it in is Damarian Watson. Timeout, Jamie Dixon and TCU. We'll step aside. Chris, this has been a theme. Iowa State forcing turnovers here in the early going.
Well, it starts with where they're trying to initiate their offense. I mean, Iowa State has them pushed out so far, they can't even make an entry pass. I mean, this is the energy with Tamin Lipsey out. You love Curtis Jones, the way he has started this game, and it has started with their defense that has fueled Iowa State's offense.
Wow. The 9th turnover forced by Iowa State. TCU has attempted only 1 shot from the floor. They keep giving it away. Ward with space, dropping it off. Watson rejected by Jacoby Coles. The best fast break team in America getting going, and Emmanuel Miller. Well, Chris, you've seen the Bearcats. They just knocked off TCU earlier this week. And Miller at the line. What an evolution it's been for Miller. Transfer from Texas A&M 3 years ago. Going from undersized big to a player with an NBA future on the wing. Jackson Pavletsky, the transfer from Wofford, is in. He'll get more minutes today without Tamin Lipsey. Jones left it short. And TCU ball. Returning for the Horned Frogs is Trey Tennyson. Iowa State has already forced 9 turnovers. Again, they average forcing 18 per game. Tennyson is fouled. A chance at a 3-point play for the transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Expect beginning to adjust, really jamming him, making him put it on the floor. Nice adjustment in the air there.
It's been a long road for Tennyson. Started his career at Central Connecticut State. That was his only Division I offer out of high school here in the DFW area. Went to junior college, A&M Corpus Christi, and now at TCU. Pavletsky, bullseye, that's a 3. Tennyson now from distance, way short. Mustafa trying to gather it, he lost it. Iowa State balls, the kind of pressure they're facing defensively from Iowa State.
Well, they got to stop turning the ball over. I mean, you got to be stronger with the ball. You've got to, guys have to be active receivers. They've allowed Iowa State to deny them. And they have to defend better.
Pavletsky didn't score in Iowa State's 2 Big 12 wins last week over Houston and Oklahoma State. Now draws the foul from Tennyson.
This start for Iowa State, though, is very similar to that start they had against Houston at home. They were the aggressors and really put Houston on their heels. Kelvin Sampson explained it in the postgame, saying his team peed down their leg. I mean, it's kind of what TCU has done here in the early going.
Curtis Jones. And Micah Peavy secures it for TCU. In transition. A 3 ball is good for Jameer Nelson Jr.
And that's a transition. And Nelson is running to that 3-point line. And 1,000-point scorer. You got two of them out there with Nelson and Anderson.
Cyclones up by 6, under 12 to play in the first half. Again, without Tamin Lipsey, who is day-to-day with a sprained shoulder. Through the back door, Keshon Gilbert. Gilbert has been that second point guard next to Lipsey all year, coming over from UNLV. He's the primary point guard here today. Peavy into the lane. A wild shot and taken away by Trey King. And Gilbert lost it. Avery Anderson the third with the steal. And PV is fouled that close to a chance at three.
And just a killer if you're Iowa State. You had a one-on-one. Well, that's that back door out of the timeout. Nicely set up, drawn up there by TJ Otzelberger. But, you know, Keshon, Gilbert, you got a one-on-one on one end. Great little steal, poke away by Avery Anderson. And
now, Peavy took an elbow to the face late in the loss to Cincinnati from John Newman. There was no call. Peavy was bleeding just above his eye. Had a bandage yesterday, but he's fine. He's been practicing last couple of days. Five to shoot. Gilbert out to Curtis Jones for three.
Mustafa, you know, having to sort of reinvent some stuff with Tamin Lipsey out. So you got Ward, Watson, and King all out there together.
Open look for Avery Anderson. Then he buries it. Just a 27% three-point shooter this year coming over from Oklahoma State. Ward and a hammer. Damarian Watson, who's getting more time here today. Peavy got around Ward. Chuck O'Bannon Jr. banks it in. Played just 2 minutes the other night at Cincinnati. In his 7th year of college basketball, 24 years old. And Iowa State turns it over.
He stopped. So taking better care of the basketball for TCU has stopped the bleeding.
Jamie Dixon said yesterday, practice to his team, we're in the 30s right now. Defensively, we want to be top 10. He's referencing the Ken Palm number. Iowa State forcing another turnover, and Curtis Jones cans the three.
It's one thing he has not done well, has not shot it well in their last 4 games. Had been coming off the bench. He's given them a good lift in his first start.
Uday can't come up with it. Out of bounds. Turnover number 11 for the Horned Frogs. Now, what did TJ Otzelberger tell us last night? I hope he has one of those 5-3 games in him. Curtis Jones, we know he's capable. Off to a good start today with 7 in his first start of the year. Ward. Curtis Jones wants another. In and out. Offensive rebound by Watson. Gilbert. He hits. That's a triple.
You know, what we've seen is guys stepping up. You know, that old next man up adage has really been a factor. Damarian Watson has not given Iowa State much. That was a heck of an offensive rebound in traffic. Great presence of mind to throw it out for 3.
It's that domino effect. Without Lipsey, everyone in that backcourt getting a few more minutes. Miller can't answer. Uday, the offensive board for TCU. Nelson against Gilbert. Peavy. Offensive rebound, O'Bannon. And Peavy can't hit it again. Not a great three-point shooter, even if he's improved over the last couple of years. Gilbert lost it. TCU on the break. And Peavy swatted by Ward, count it. It's a goaltend. And a timeout here in Fort Worth with Iowa State up by 8.
Gonna have to do a little dirty work, especially when you're playing on the road, playing without Tamin Lipsey. What an outstanding offensive rebound there. You kick it out for three.
I've never had a root canal, but I imagine that's what it's like trying to run offense against Iowa State's defense.
Well, it shouldn't look this bad. I mean, the TCU, these are just soft turnovers, and you're kind of, you know, you've been on your heels, or were, since the start of the game. 19 of Iowa State's points have come off of these turnovers. 19 of their 28 points.
Cyclones, who again don't have Tamin Lipsey today with the sprained left shoulder. He's day-to-day. They hope he's back Wednesday at home against Kansas State. Leads the Big 12 with 3.5 steals per game, and they're still getting it done defensively. Ten to shoot for Iowa State. Gilbert over the big. Uday. Oh, splash! A triple for Gilbert.
The other thing Iowa State's doing in the half court is they are running that shot clock under 10. And those are the killers if you're TCU. You have to work all that defense, and it ends in a deep three.
Anderson wants to answer. And ESPN Plus. They met in the season opener. Baltimore won it 25-9. And TCU gives it away yet again.
I mean, it's just an inexcusable turnover. He's not open. You know, like TCU at a basic level, you need to throw the ball to guys who are open. It's just a bad turnover.
Now a dozen of them for the Frogs here in the first half. Pavletsky got it back. And a timeout for Iowa State because of the sprained shoulder, but they have forced 12 turnovers so far in not even 14 minutes. See Lipsey, a sophomore from Ames who has leveled up this year. Five to shoot, Pavletsky. And Uday got a piece of it. Uday got it again. And Coles finally clears it, but the whistle blows.
Would work out. A shot deep in the shot clock, again, under 10. And then you got those three big dudes just mashing the offensive glass.
Yeah, Watson playing just 8 minutes a night so far this year. But Altenberger told us yesterday, Chris, hey, big wing, physical, good defender. Hope he can give us something in this game, and he has. Here in the young Big 12 season, through 4+ games now. Both teams 2-2 in the league coming in. Anderson from right up the road in Justin, Texas. Kickball for TCU right now, and they're the team that's full strength here. Anderson downhill. Uday in deep. Draws the foul. Yeah, Gary Maxwell, the lead official today, came over with the explanation. Yeah, no flagrant. Turned to Jamie Dixon, who's also right in front of us, and said, hey, listen, anytime somebody is bleeding, we're going to take a look. And that's why they were at the monitor. Curtis Jones turning the corner. Met by Uday, and a foul is called. So Curtis Jones, the senior from Minneapolis, his first year with Iowa State, transferring from Buffalo at the line. Getting his first start today for the injured Tamin Lipsey. So the lead is a dozen, nearing the 5-minute mark in the first half. Miller has been awfully quiet today for TCU, just 2 points. He averages 16, 5 to shoot. Cole's trying to find Miller. Off the hands of Cork, and another TCU turnover, number 13.
Just passing and catching.
Gilbert on the drive. He rolls it in. Timeout, Jamie Dixon and TCU.
Offensive inadequacies are affecting TCU's defense. I mean, this just goes right by Tennyson, and then Avery Anderson gives no attempt. The State has. Their energy's been outstanding, and they have absolutely dominated this first half through their defense.
Coming in is the number 2 scoring defense in the league, 5th overall, behind Houston in the Big 12. How about turnover number 14? Ward the lob, King the finish. Iowa State is pouring it on. Anderson, the kick, 5 to shoot. Anderson, oh, what a finish against Hassan Ward.
Really tough finish, but I mean, it's kind of how this first half has been. Even when they've finished, it's been tough sledding on the interior.
TCU is shooting 50%. They just haven't gotten many shots off because of all of the turnovers. Anderson again watched by Ward. Deflected by Ward, and Iowa State takes it away.
You'd rather him just try to shoot that. I mean, you might as well get it up on the board, because when you try to make a pass in those tight quarters, they have turned it over.
Last touch by TCU. Still Iowa State ball after the official timeout. Cyclones without Tamin Lipsey, their star point guard, but they're up 14.
But a defensive clinic from Iowa State, man.
No Tamin Lipsey for Iowa State. Okay, Keshon Gilbert has stepped forward.
He really has. So 5 of 7 from the field, 12 points in his first half, and it's come in a number of ways. At the basket, in the mid-range, even hitting a 3 here off of the offensive rebound. He's 0 of 8 from 3 in Big 12 play. Spent 2 seasons at UNLV, and I think there's 2 adjustments for players who transfer to the Big 12 to come into this league. The initial adjustment is to a new environment, a new team that you're playing with, and all transfers go through that, as well as Keshon Gilbert has played, certainly in Big 12 play.
Out of the timeout, the lob to Hassan Ward, too strong, and here comes TCU. Leading the nation in fast break points per game. Haven't had many opportunities today because of that. Yet another turnover. 16 of them in the first half for the Frogs. And Gilbert has a long relationship with TJ Otzelberger, who recruited him to UNLV, but left for Iowa State before having the chance to coach him. When he got in the portal, Gilbert says it was a quick process. Otzelberger was the first coach to come see me in person. That was it. I knew I was going to Iowa State. Omaha Blue, the McDonald's All-American with his first minutes of the game, and he puts it home. The highest ranked recruit in Iowa State history. It's been slow going for him so far. But the talent, the athleticism are evident. Whistle blows, and a foul called.
Is the ball has moved. Again, TCU, a no-middle defense. They're very aggressive. The ball's moved. They've done a nice job interior passing. This is as good as Iowa State has played. I mean, it really is. It's, you know, that defense is their foundation. It started there, but they have also really executed in the half court.
Oh, Nelson misses the front end of the 1-and-1 for TCU. Blue gathers it and puts it home with a foul. So back-to-back buckets for Omaha Blue, the standout freshman.
I mean, this is a guy that has left TJ Otzelberger scratching his head. He's an awesome dude. I mean, he's just a great kid. He just hasn't, been able to crack the lineup. He has a tough time with balance. He has a hard time catching the ball at times. Just hasn't been able to produce. But like a lot of guys in this Iowa State roster today, a little bit out of character in the best of ways.
Yeah, 11th in the ESPN 100 in the class of 2023. A home state product from Denison, Iowa. And Blue missing the free throw. Otzelberger told us last night, I hope to give him more minutes. We'll just see how the game plays out. He's come in, he's made the most of his first minute. Under 10 to shoot for Peavy. Coles, dangerous pass. Gilbert got a piece of it. Peavy, the hustle play. Gilbert takes it away. Shot clock runs out, preventing the fast break for Iowa State.
TCU just never able to get into anything. I mean, the ball stayed on the right side of the floor, and they just kept it there. I mean, Avery Anderson just drove it back to the right side instead of looking for some sort of ball reversal. TCU completely out of sync. I mean, Jamie Dixon, you go into halftime, there's got to be some soul searching.
Can we get a camera in the locker room? A mic? If only. Gilbert spotting up. Miller churning. And a foul call. They take care of the clock issue. Miller 1-and-1. We'll have one more. When Jamie Dixon recruited Miller after he transferred from Texas A&M, he said, this is your path to the NBA. You're not going to be a big, certainly like you were with the Aggies. You need to learn how to play on the perimeter, and that's what he has done over the course of 3 years here. Wow, how about that? For Iowa State with 42 in the first half, again fueled by 17 turnovers by TCU. King lost it going up, still Iowa State ball. And heading the other way as Jameer Nelson Jr. got knocked down.
Returning for TCU.
TCU with the 17 turnovers here in the first half. They had a season-high 19 in the loss to Cincinnati on Tuesday. About a 5-second difference between the clocks here. Nelson gives it up. Another turnover.
Oh, wow.
And how about the ball movement? Gilbert lays it home. And time runs out in the first half.
And I said it at the top of the game, like Iowa State is at their most efficient offensively when they can turn you over and score in transition. They're not the most refined half-court offensive team, and TCU has played right into that.
I mean, the answer is obvious. Okay, stop turning the ball over. What specifically, as Travian Dennison opens with a missed three, does TCU need to do offensively outside of just, all right, stop giving it away?
They need to catch the ball stronger. I mean, how many times were they not stepping to the ball? Were they not being strong receivers? And again, I'm not trying to take away from Iowa State. They are incredibly aggressive, but I thought TCU was soft, and I think a lot of those turnovers were of omission.
Demarion Watson checks in for King.
The fix is easy. Stop turning the ball over and force Iowa State to play against you in the half court and string some stops together.
Peavy finds Miller. Oh, way too strong. And a foul.
But he's got to get going. He's the leader of this team.
Uday at the line, knocking down the first. Ernest Uday Jr., 5 of 5. Just a 50% foul shooter on the season. Make it 6 for 6 today. Gilbert has been brilliant. More prominent role today without Tamin Lipsey, who has the sprained left shoulder. Trapped. Peavy the deflection. Recovered by Hassan Ward. 5 to shoot. Curtis Jones against Tennyson. Step back 3. Rejected by Ward. Uday got it back and he's fouled.
And then, like you said, stayed with it, gets himself back to the foul line. There was another defensive stop on the other end for TCU where they had to play deep into the shot clock. And that's the one thing Iowa State has done in the half court is they've taken most of their shots under 10 seconds on the clock. They have worked the possession.
Uday now 8 for 8 at the stripe. And a little noise here at Schollmeyer Arena. TCU within 14. Down 18 when the half started. Momcilovic. Miller. Way off. Got it back. And Uday loses it. Gilbert swatted by Anderson. Kick it to Tennyson. Money! And a timeout for Iowa State.
They didn't get a whole lot of shots up because of the turnovers in the first half, but they've done that. And good to see Tennyson make a 3, a guy who has shot it so well in Big 12 play.
9 of his last 14 coming in. Uday, the rejection, but a foul.
That off. I mean, that's just a straight line drive.
Here Nelson Jr. and Avery Anderson starting at point guard. And Dixon says the reason is we need to find someone who can guard and can stay in front of their man. Neither have been that consistent this year. Curtis Jones knocks down the triple. Iowa State gets the second chance off the missed free throw, and they capitalize.
And what a response to the mini run there from TCU.
Curtis Jones with 11. Uday underneath, missed it, but a whistle and a foul.
So Iowa State is on a hack of Uday game plan here, and he's made them pay. We'll see if that continues.
Oh, come on. You knew that was coming. The jinx is real. Listen, when a
guy shoots 50% from the foul line, I am not responsible for anything.
I'm with you. It does not exist. And Uday missed them both. Oh, but diving for it, and it's a travel. A season high. Had 19 against Cincinnati on Tuesday. Jones with the floater this time. Wow, what a performance in his first start as a Cyclone.
He's looked in control. I mean, on balance there, playing off of 2 feet. Very patient. Nice shot.
13 for Jones. Peavy got past Gilbert, met by King, and Miller reverses it in. First made field goal by Emmanuel Filler today.
Nice.
King muscles it home against Peavy.
Well, that's an example of you may not hit that rim runner off the initial screen, but a nice extra pass from Jones to Gilbert, and that's the angle that's created to make the pass to King.
Anderson stolen by Watson. 21 turnovers for the Frogs. And Iowa State gives it right back. Tamin Lipsey, Curtis Jones has gone from sixth man to starter, and Chrissy looks right at home.
He really has, right alongside Keshon Gilbert. I mean, those guys have 28 combined, and it's been a little bit of everything. He's got 2 threes on the day. We've also seen him, real patient on penetration, putting the defender in jail. Quality shots, and his defense has been good too. This has been the best he has played in an Iowa State uniform. He and Gilbert together have been outstanding.
Jones had a total of 5 points the last 3 games, and he's got 13 today. TCU had cut it to 11 before an Iowa State mini run, and now an offensive foul on Jameer Nelson Jr. How about Kevin McCullough taking the step forward this year, role player to potential All-American for Kansas. Nice pairing with Hunter Dickinson. King inside over Mustafa. And Watson on the offensive glass couldn't hit. Loose ball. And Nelson digs it out for TCU. Miller stripped by Curtis Jones. And Jones is a one-man fast break.
They are just scrapping, playing hard, playing tough.
It's the largest lead of the game. Tennyson right down the boulevard. Counted and one.
Hey, just a nice job there by Curtis Jones, sticking his face in, plugging on the penetration, turning it into offense on the other end.
He's got 8. Uday has 8, all at the line.
And you're not going to win a lot of games if you're TCU, certainly with Uday being one of your leading scorers.
And Emmanuel Miller just 6 points on 1 of 4 shooting today. The turnovers have been the story. 23 of them for the Frogs. 3 ball, got it! Momcilovic didn't play much in the first half because of foul trouble, but he's always a threat.
And you can't leave him. I mean, Chuck O'Bannon just left him.
Coles puts it in reverse. Curtis Jones catch and shoot. Coles, offensive foul. And Curtis Jones stepped in front.
And right here, just watch him. He's standing up. He's flat-footed. And he just kind of he's approaching the basket, and Chuck O'Bannon's just doing pirouettes. Again, the turnovers have hurt them. I think it's also sucked the energy out of their defense.
Jackson Pavletsky back on the floor for Iowa State. TCU fans wanted to travel on Jones. Momcilovic off the mark. King keeps it alive. And backcourt violation.
Watson have been first to the ball.
It's what TJ Otzelberger was looking for from his team, coming off the loss to BYU on the road. Said we didn't have the energy. We're always looking to be the most aggressive team. They have been that today. Late in the shot clock, Coles with a good look. O'Bannon offensive rebound swatted by Robert Jones. Mustafa too strong and cleared by the Cyclones. Oh, what a look, and Robert Jones with the finish.
Yeah, I don't want to belabor the point. It's just a complete breakdown in your defense. I mean, your transition defense. Nobody matching up with the guy standing right in front of the rim, and a great pass.
Anderson hits. Anderson has 7. Gilbert fires. In and out. Nelson on the move. O'Bannon.
It's not going to do it. A mid-range, long mid-range two-point shot is not going to get it done. And it was a little soft by Mostafa inside. You know, like, you're down, go to score when you catch it there.
Robert Jones with space, and he rolls it home against the late challenge of Mustafa. Jamie Dixon has seen enough. A timeout as Iowa State has matched its largest lead today.
Well, man's got that Big Rob energy t-shirt going. Play, and they missed a lot of free throws, so that contributed, but the big-time win for K-State at home.
And this has been a big-time performance from Iowa State without star point guard Tamin Lipsey, who has a sprained left shoulder. Jacoby Coles puts it home for TCU. They have forced 24 turnovers today, leading to 33 points. Ballou, the McDonald's All-American.
Today against a team without its best player. And have looked like this.
Yeah. Stunning. Pavletsky, the step back over Miller. TCU also top 3 in the country in terms of average experience. 3+ years a man. Tennyson, one of those veteran guards with his second 3.
He can really shoot. I mean, he had 15 threes in Big 12 play coming into this game. He's already got 2 today. I mean, he can really shoot. Transferred in from Coastal Carolina. He made 100 threes last year.
From Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
That's right, Corpus Christi. I mean, just can really shoot.
Late in the shot clock, the freshman, Noam Chilevic against Peavy. Tough assignment there, and good defense by Peavy. Miller gives it up. Coles, 3-ball. Give it to him. That's what TCU needs. Timeout for the Cyclones. Curtis Jones starting for the first time today with Tamin Lipsey out. He's delivered 15 points for the Cyclones. Ward. Watson tried to tip it in. It's cleared by Peavy. Peavy, oh, the spin. Missed it, but a whistle. Foul called.
In the Big 12, a heck of an athlete. You see it right there, just light on his feet.
A go-to guy, but he says about his offense, I get in my head, I have to have more confidence, and that was a strong take there. 10 in a row from the Frogs, and they're within 9. Just over 9 minutes to play. Gilbert knifing in, counted on the foul. What an answer for Iowa State.
Big time answer. He gets his screen here and then just not well defended. I mean, I don't know what Jacoby Coles is doing. And a really good finish after taking the bump. What a day from Gilbert.
Altenberger has compared Gilbert to the great DeAndre Kane, himself a transfer Was first team all Big 12 with Iowa State 10 years ago. Tennyson. And a foul called inside.
Man, big miss.
And Cole's missing the front end. TCU has missed only 5 free throws today as a team, 17 of 22. Big miss there. Under 10 to shoot for Gilbert. Watson couldn't scoop it in. King, no, it won't count. It was in the cylinder. So the basket interference, TCU ball. Nelson trying to shake Gilbert. And Nelson loses it.
Iowa State's done a really good job today defending the ball. Staying in front of it, and then you force that extra pass, and they've been in denial.
How about 25 turnovers now for TCU? Momcilovic, 5 to shoot. King, too strong. Offensive board and a fresh 20. Curtis Jones. Watson flying in. And out of bounds to TCU in America because of the sprained shoulder.
And it's how they've scored. I mean, again, it's a team that can struggle at times to do that unless they turn you over. It's when they've been there at their most efficient offensively.
Iowa State has led by as many as 19. TCU down a dozen here. Under 10 to shoot. Man. And another takeaway. Gilbert stepping in front.
Just a great rotation. I mean, that is defensive habits and great anticipation.
Seven to shoot for Curtis Jones. Momcilovic right down the chute. He is lethal from downtown. And a foul on Curtis Jones with our buddy Mike Cousins. You know how to deliver knockout blows.
I do. You're right. I gave him a serious one.
Yes, you did.
That day back
19 Louisville.
I think I hit him. Yeah, we were in Louisville.
Yep,
we were Muhammad Ali's, and I knocked him harder than I think he was expecting. You know, talk about arms and I mean, I have to tell you, TJ Otzelberger has done a heck of a job here today without his best player. There is nobody who gets more out of his roster than TJ Otzelberger. He's done it for 3 years now at Iowa State. They are not always necessarily the most skilled teams he has. Their defensive habits are excellent. Their effort is great.
Nice cut by Peavy, and he lays it home. Iowa State was 2-22 the year before he took over, and the very next year has the Cyclones in the Sweet 16. Another tournament appearance last year, and they're definitely in the mix this year. Eight on the timer for Momcilovic. Now the step back over Uday. Oh, what a follow slam! Hassan Ward throwing it down.
That front line for Iowa State has been all over the offensive glass today.
Loose ball, Uday trying to pick it up off the deck. Miller does, and he floats it in. It's been a quiet day for Emmanuel Miller, just 8 points.
You think of your TCU, they got to start picking up a little bit here. I mean, they got to start manufacturing some offense off of their defense. especially if Iowa State keeps scoring at the end of these shot clocks.
Momcilovic lost it. Undercut Nelson. In this year, he has stepped up his effort. Just the rehab from the foot injury. Said he got in there, did the water treadmill, did whatever it took to get back on the court quickly. And now he's a guy that Otzelberger can't take off the floor. And playing with the 4 personals.
Missed free throws. Yep. Front end of a one-on-one from Jacoby Coles, and then that one there.
PV foul.
I think if you're TJ Otzelberger, you're trying to buy some time here, but Jones has played so well.
Had trouble getting it in there. Here's Pavletsky. And they're going to wind that shot clock. Under 10 now for Gilbert against Tennyson. Oh, Gilbert shifting gears like a sports car.
Have a day, Keshon Gilbert.
20 points for Gilbert. Miller steps into it. And it'll stay at this end.
This is just an individual play. This is, I'm better than you, and I'm going to work you. And that has been the one problem area for Trey Tennyson. He has been picked on defensively. I mean, just a nice little hezzy there in that one game. And we'll see how long Lipsey is out. He seems pretty beat up, and it's a shoulder injury that he dealt with all last year and played with it.
Oh, another TCU turnover. Momcilovic bottled up by PV. It's a tie-up. And still Iowa State ball. They took a look. 27 turnovers. It's the most for TCU in their 8 years under Jamie Dixon as Iowa State turns it over here. In fact, 27 turnovers is the most for the Frogs in any game since 1999. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Kind of hard to believe it's a 12-point game, frankly.
Right? Iowa State had opened it up to 19. Coles with a nice move. It's a 10-point game here with 3:40 to go. Momcilovic over Tennyson. Offline, and Miller secures it. PV. Miller fumbled on the catch. Oh, Coles has to give it up. PV in the lane. It's down to 8.
Wasn't the prettiest possession, and PV did use that off arm. I'm surprised that it wasn't a call made, but a nice job sticking with the possession.
If you're here for Texas A&M and LSU, we'll get you to Baton Rouge right after we're done here. That game has started on the ESPN app. Robert Jones, a turnover. Here comes Miller. Lays it home. TCU within 6. Gilbert off balance. And a fresh 20 for Iowa State, nearing the 2-minute mark. What a back tap.
And as well as Iowa State's play, this is where you miss Lipsey. That was not a good shot by Gilbert. It was a desperate shot.
Iowa State hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes. A takeaway by Tennyson. Numbers. And Tennyson does it himself. Somehow, the Frogs trail by 4.
TJ Otzelberger only has the one timeout. I think he's trying to save it. Oh, he's going to take it here. I mean, man.
Gilbert watched by Anderson. Ward on the roll. Too strong. And Tennyson vacuums it in for TCU.
You'd love to see Ward take that to the rim. I think that's a settle to throw that floater up there. Go to dunk it.
TCU within 4 for the first time since it was 22-18. Anderson, rejected by Watson. Still 10 to shoot.
This is a heck of a closeout, and that's a yeet into the third row.
Shot clock at 10 for TCU. Anderson with space. Oh, fumbled it. Got it to Peavy, though. The turnaround. No, that was halfway down. 4-point game.
Got a foul.
Yeah, no kidding. 11-second difference here. Tennyson the reach in.
And it doesn't get closer than that. That thing was down. No timeouts.
Next foul puts Iowa State at the line, and there it is. Curtis Jones hasn't shot many free throws all year.
By far the biggest he's taken all season.
Yep. 12 of 17 coming in, and 1 of 2 today. And he has been outstanding, though, in his first start of the year. 15 points, 1 and 1. And give him one more.
Man.
Curtis Jones, clutch. 6-point lead. Tennyson fires. And Peavy with the tip in. Timeout, Jamie Dixon. TCU calls its final timeout with 23.1. Peavy to guard the inbound, to be delivered by Momcilovic, the freshman. Again, Iowa State doesn't have a timeout. TCU doesn't either. Got to get it in. Gilbert shaking free. Lot of space. And there's the foul before the lob.
How would yours?
Fair. Missed the front end. Coles for 3. Way off. Miller. No. Peavy can't finish. Ward pulls it down. And a foul with 4.5.
Keshon right there just sort of answers the question.
Fans are filing out. Ward misses the front end. 4-point game here. Tennyson, hits the 3. And that does it. Iowa State wins it by a point. TJ Otzelberger's team back above 500 in Big 12 play. What a win without Tamin Lipsey today on the road. Off to Baton Rouge, Texas A&M and LSU.